Hello and welcome to our virtual lunch and learn today. We're talking about our topic, We Can Fix That and Save You Money. My name is Rachel Green and I'm the Digital Communications Specialist here at McNaughton-McKay Electric Company. Presenting for us today will be Bob Minton, Senior CAP Coordinator and Champ Repair Specialist out of our Findlay, Ohio branch. Ready to answer your questions out in the comment section today is Katie Beckley, Champ and Repair Specialist out of our Columbus, Ohio branch. Feel free to enter your questions in the comments as we go along, and we'll have a Q&A portion at the end for Bob to answer those in more depth. We'll be getting started shortly, but we'd like to allow a few minutes for our attendees to join us here. As you come in, let us know where you're tuning in from in the comment section. You can view recordings of previous virtual lunch and learns on our YouTube channel under the Virtual Lunch and Learn playlist. And we cover a new topic every Wednesday at noon, so be sure to join us on your lunch break. For anyone just coming in, welcome to our virtual lunch and learn today. We can fix that and save you money. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Feel free to type any questions you have in the comment section while our presenter, Bob Minton, talks to us about how quality repair can save you time and money in the long run. Our specialist, Katie Beckley, is available to chat with you in the comment section. Hi, Katie, we see you out there. And Bob will be available to answer your questions during the Q&A segment at the end of the presentation. If you'd like to reach out afterward or if you have further questions for Bob, you can always send us an email at the address there on the screen, macandmaclive@mc-mc.com. Just be sure to let us know which session you attended. We'll have that email address on the screen at the end for you as well. All right, Bob, it looks like we are ready to get started here. I'll pass it over to you now.
All right. Thanks, Rachel. Good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate you joining us. As Rachel mentioned, I'm a Champion Repair Specialist out of Findlay, Ohio. I do cover most of Northwest Ohio and some of Central Ohio for repairs from McNaughton-McKay. I wanted to start with a very obvious question that we get. Why should you repair your failed item? Several reasons. A very important one for most people is it is a significant cost savings over purchasing a new one. People also choose to repair because the item is no longer available new. Obsolescence is very common in our industry. And particularly given what's going on in the world right now with COVID and the pandemic, chips are an issue and lead times are not only long, but also can be a moving target on a number of things right now. One thing we can do, is help you get through while you're waiting on the new one to arrive. What products can we repair? This is just a very basic list. AC drives, DC drives, distributed control systems, HMI industrial computers, I/O modules, panel views, power supplies, robots and controls, servo motors and drives are very common, PLCs, variable frequency drives, weld controllers, and a theme of the day is going to be, and much more. That obviously is just a drop in the bucket. When folks call about repairs and ask if I can repair something, I try to lead with, yes, I can. What is it? We want to be able to help you with any electrical repairs that you have. A very basic list of what manufacturers' products that we can repair. And I will not read all of these to you because obviously this one also ends with and many more. But these are some of the most common ones that we do see on a day-to-day basis. Getting more into the meat of things, why use McNaughton-McKay for your repair needs? First of all, we've made some changes to how we handle repairs. If you've done things with us a few years ago and not for a while, if you give us an opportunity now, we've made a lot of changes to make things simpler, easier, and more cost-effective for you. Before we started our current repair model about 4 years ago, each of our inside sales folks at McNaughton-McKay could quote or handle repairs for you. And while they were all very good at it, there were slight differences, much like if you have the ring of school kids and you whisper a secret to one of them, by the time it gets back around to you, It doesn't resemble where you started. There was just those little inconsistencies that we wanted to kind of clean up. So we've now centralized to a dedicated team, which, increases consistency and expertise. And it's just a simpler process. You as the customer know immediately, let's go to the repair team to see where things stand. Another change that we've made is many items are repaired by the original equipment manufacturer. One of the things that we strongly believe in is that the folks that make something are most likely to do the best job of repairing something. So we try to use the OEMs when we can. We also, through the repairs team, do a warranty check to make sure if it's under warranty, we can absolutely save you some money there. We've become more aggressive with both our pricing model and the warranty offerings in this space. There is a lot of competition in the repair world, and we want to make sure we're doing all that we can to earn your business. We do offer convenient pickup and delivery, either through our truck drivers or someone on the repair team or your account manager. Whatever we can do to make it as simple as possible for you, we would like to do. We document each unit that we pick up with multiple pictures. That can help us, for instance, if a warranty is denied, we can go back and say, but wait a minute, when we sent this in, it was in great shape. That also allows us to document the serial number, just condition, for our records. And in our new business system, we actually tie those pictures right into your order. So if you call with a question or we need to look it up, it's right there. There's no scrambling to find out, where's the pictures, where are the documentation. Our new business system actually allows us to document any paperwork with the order as well, where it was shipped to, your PO, kind of one-stop shopping for information on your repair to make it simple. With McNaughton-McKay, we do regular follow-up on open repair items. One of the issues in past times had been lead times, and we try to follow up as often as possible. Our goal is weekly to try to make sure nothing has fallen through the cracks. When the repair is completed, we do provide a repair report with the unit. Those vary from vendor to vendor, but whatever they provide for us, we want to get to you so you can see what was done and what's going on with your unit. If you need it fast, we can help with that through immediate exchanges, or we can run out and get it right away, potentially courier it, whatever we can do to get it back to you quickly. And lastly, and most importantly, is we want to give it a personal touch. We realize that every facility is different, the needs, the access. So whatever we can do to make it easy, let us do as much of the work as we can so that you can do as little work as you need to do. That McNaughton-McKay is a Rockwell distributor. When it comes to Rockwell, that is the most common repair that we do. Rockwell Automation is the only authorized repair facility for Allen Bradley units. So that's, McNaughton-McKay being a distributor, that relationship is what we utilize. When it comes to your Allen Bradley unit, only Rockwell can honor that warranty. And I'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a few minutes. The Rockwell process includes a complete remanufacture of your failed unit. They're not just going in to say, okay, this one component is wrong, we'll fix that and go on with life. They're going to go through a complete process for you. And I've got some more information on that for you as well. And then finally, and maybe most importantly, is functional testing of the unit. Rockwell oftentimes is testing on the same testing equipment as a new unit. So rather than testing individual components and hoping that they all work together, they're functionally testing the unit, which is a very important piece of what they do. Additionally, McNaughton-McKay offers more support than your average repair facility. As your local Allen Bradley distributor, we have trained specialists in all aspects of Allen Bradley that are just a phone call away, or we can quickly get them on site for you. We also, through Rockwell, have access to their engineers, and we have the ability to quickly provide lifecycle status on your failed part. You know, is it obsolete? Is it current? Is it about to be obsolete? Is it time to consider an upgrade? We can provide more information through Rockwell on those topics than any other repair facility can do for you. So first of all, talking about Rockwell, because as I mentioned, most of our repairs are Rockwell. Everything that goes to Rockwell goes through their complete remanufacturing process. I'm not going to read all of this. I'll just touch on some high points of it for you. Rockwell does receive and verify the catalog number, the series, the revision data, and warranty status. They go through, the unit is cleaned, possibly very meticulously based on the components. It is automatically provided any current applicable hardware and copyrighted firmware revisions. Any proprietary enhancements that are known are done to the equipment. And Rockwell is the only repair facility that is able to use Rockwell Automation OEM specified components. So you're not getting your Rockwell equipment repaired with generic components or potentially used components. Only new and only OEM specified components are used at Rockwell. Everything is inspected. Computer and fiber optic technology is used to ensure that anything is repaired or replaced correctly. As I talked about a few minutes ago, dynamic functional testing. It's tested to the OEM's specs under various loads and parameters. If you do need things like you have certain heat conditions or other things like that, you know, they can duplicate that to make sure it's tested in the environment that you're using it. They can test on up to 1,200 horsepower drives. We do see a lot of larger drives repaired elsewhere that fail. So that testing on those large drives is expensive. As I mentioned, they offer environmental testing, which can include heat testing if that's what your conditions are. Every unit gets a final quality inspection. It's compared against its track record to make sure that any updates needed have been done. And it's shipped back with any batteries, manuals, etc. that is needed. And one key piece that is not done by a lot of competitors is every remanufactured part gets a warranty on the entire unit, not just the units that are replaced, because they are going through, and anything nearing its life expectancy on your unit is preemptively replaced. So that allows them to give you that warranty on the entire unit. It's very important in today's world where lots of parts come to you from the aftermarket or surplus or other places that we won't name. You know where your parts have been. Do you know where they've come from? You know, the overall efficiency can be compromised when quality is not the bottom line. When Rockwell, through McNaughton-McKay, is repairing your item, we are looking to make sure you're running, you know, happy with your Rockwell line, the overall performance. You know, we're not wanting to just make money on fixing something over and over and over. You know, we're looking at the entire picture as a partner with you, not just on repairs, but your new Allen Bradley, your support, your upgrades, the whole package. Obviously, if you're sending something elsewhere and there are failures or repeat failures, that increases your maintenance cost, even though that repair might be cheaper up front. You know, sometimes it's what you're paying in the long run that makes the difference. Better failures can decrease downtime for you. Fewer failures, I'm sorry. Because as we all know, that every failure costs you money every minute that that line is down. When a part comes back, you don't know necessarily the security risks, which all of those can lead to higher maintenance, repair, and operations spend. You know, I'll talk about it a little more, but in today's world of viruses and hacks, you know, if you're using surplus or you don't know where it's been or what it's been fixed with, you know, one incident like that could lead you to thousands of dollars of concerns. So going through Rockwell, we're minimizing those risks for you. As I mentioned, we're using only trusted and verified OEM components and suppliers of those components. We're updating your firmware to the latest version. And as I mentioned, we're proactively replacing aged and worn components for you. A little more detail on that. Improve your asset utilization with increased reliability. That's giving you longer mean time between failures. Rockwell is implementing engineering changes which can impact safety, reliability, or performance. They have a global staff of engineering and technical experts on their products. As I mentioned, they have the capability for more in-depth testing, such as high temperature, shock, vibration, or humidity testing. And you can see the before and after pictures there illustrate the difference, what it's going to look like when it comes back. And to reiterate, they are the manufacturer, Rockwell is, of Allen-Bradley products, the only authorized service supplier of OEM specified components for those products. Surveys show that Allen-Bradley products repaired by other companies can result in up to three times the failure rate. And again, every one of those failures is more downtime for you and it's costing you more money in the long run. Sort of a checklist. Going through Rockwell, they do track new product warranty, and that's very key. I've seen signs of competitors in facilities that talk about them honoring Rockwell warranties, but I've never seen any competitor in Northwest Ohio, at least, coming to us with a Rockwell warranty. So if you truly want to check your Rockwell warranty, that can only be done through Rockwell or Allen-Bradley distributor in your area. If it goes to a competitor, even if it's under warranty and comes back and fails again, that does void your new Allen-Bradley warranty. And I have seen that happen where things have failed and gone to a competitor, come back and failed immediately. And they've asked us about warranty. And as soon as that's been to a competitor, that eliminates that warranty. Rockwell tracks the quality history for each unit based on the serial number. And I equate that sort of to like the lemon law on a car. You know, if they're seeing the same thing coming back over and over, you know, maybe it's just a part and it's time to address that in a different way by replacing it. As I mentioned, the repair warranty does cover the entire unit. In many competitors, that is not the case. OEM documented repair procedures are followed at Rockwell. OEM original parts replacement at Rockwell. Firmware updates, absolutely only at Rockwell. You know, competitors don't have access to those updates. Functional testing to OEM specs. Again, Rockwell is in many cases testing it on the same testing equipment as a new one. Rockwell does offer in many cases an immediate replacement option, which I will discuss in a minute. And your return freight is included in the price. When we quote a repair through Rockwell, the remanufacture price is set up front. They know that that entire unit is going to be remanufactured, parts replaced, the firmware updates. So we're not going to be coming back to you in a week and saying, oh, we found this was wrong with it, and that's more than we were thinking, your price is going to go up. That price is set when it goes into Rockwell for repair. Rockwell does offer several different service levels. They offer what they call the economy remanufacture. The unit is completely remanufactured. Revision updates are provided. The OEM functional testing is done. The lead time is approximately 3 to 4 weeks. I will qualify during the pandemic. Everything is flexible due to parts issues. These are more, I guess I would say, the standards and what I would say would be normal times. And the economy remanufacture comes back to you with a 12-month warranty. We have standard remanufacture. The unit is moved to the front of the line to repair to expedite the time frame. Based on what's wrong with it, parts availability, that unit may be replaced with inventory from the hub to, again, expedite that process. In either case, you do receive a completely remanufactured unit with the updates, etc., just as in the economy remanufacture. The lead time on this is 1 to 2 weeks, and it comes back with an 18-month warranty. And one thing I want to touch on here, when you send in a unit to Rockwell to repair or remanufacture, you're getting that same unit back most of the time. One of the few exceptions to that would be if you're getting it expedited, if it's going to do better for you for the time frame, it may be replaced with inventory from the hub. I know a lot of competitors' units are replaced, and you don't know it until it comes back. Anytime that happens with us, we're making you aware of it. I see when the serial number comes back, it doesn't match, so we're aware of that, and we will let you know. And they do offer the priority exchange. Rockwell has a hub with millions of dollars of inventory that if you are absolutely in a hurry, that makes your lead time 1 to 2 days, that you receive a unit that's already completely remanufactured from the hub. That is next day aired to you. It comes with a 24-month warranty. And much like when you buy a battery at the auto parts store, you do need to return a core to us to avoid additional fees for not returning a part. These items can also be couriered. The majority of their inventory is in Indianapolis. But if you're in an absolute hurry, let us know, and potentially we can get that shipped out within a couple hours and on its way to you. We do fix other things that are not Rockwell. There's so much out there. Just a list of a few that we try to use the OEM where we can would be Brady, Dynapower, Dynex, Hendrix Hauser, Flex Cable, GAI Tronics, Omnivision, Rockford, Spang, Stober, Uniwest, and as my theme is, of course, many more. Because obviously there are some items that will fall outside of what Rockwell or the OEM repair. We do have options to fill that void. We use multiple facilities to do that. We've vetted the facilities, we've toured them, and we use those same partners consistently. So we only have a couple outside facilities that we're using. We don't just, have a handful. We don't just look when we get your part. We know when we pick it up, we have a pretty firm idea of where the unit will be going. And again, those are for items that are not Rockwell repairable or the OEM doesn't repair them. We want to make sure we have options for all of your needs. So some of the risks I talked about earlier for surplus, do you know where your parts have been? That may seem like a great option, but if you're buying it out there from a non-authorized distributor, where is it coming from? You may be able to buy 2 or 3 or 4 for the cost of getting one repaired, but how old is that? What if it has a virus? Again, you don't know where it came from. With every failure costing you downtime, is that truly worth the risk? If you have one experience where you're using a surplus one or potentially Allen Bradley that's been fixed elsewhere, you put that in your line and it doesn't work, that meter is running every minute while you're trying to get another one, pop another one in there, see if it works. What if you get 2 or 3 and they don't work and then you don't have one? Then you can be looking at a day or two. Unhappy customers, again, is it worth the risk? Is simply the bottom line. So many things that are coming to you from the gray market are, purchased when factories are closing. Who knows where they've come from? It's a lot of risk, maybe for not a really high reward. McNaughton-McKay does offer our CHAMP program, which offers additional benefits to repair customers. These are for customers that are maybe a little larger customers doing a larger number of repairs. We have a software tracking system for your parts that we track your cost savings with. If you let us know what line or what machine, parts are being used on that we're repairing, we can track that for you and see if there are multiple failures perhaps on a particular line, or if we're having the same part fail on multiple lines. I recently had a customer, we had 3 servo motors that were the same part number that came from different lines. And in working with Rockwell and having the repairs done and the failure issues, we found out that it was a new maintenance person was doing something a little bit different that was causing the issue. We also can track, again, as I mentioned, like the lemon law, if an individual unit might have a history of failure. We track on a spreadsheet every repair that we do for every customer. It's just with the CHAMP program, we actually have a software program that we put these units into to track for you. And it's a thing where the more information you're able to provide us on what line, what machine, maybe what was wrong with the unit, the more info that you put into the program, in effect, the more that you get out. With our CHAMP program, we upgrade your warranty to a 12-month in-service warranty, which that helps your warranty is not wasting away while a unit just sits on a shelf. Customers find that to be particularly beneficial on larger drives and things that perhaps don't move very often, that may sit for a year or two. It's nice to know that even though that it's been there, the warranty is not just wasted away while it sits. We track them with the use of a card like it's pictured here, with the customer's name. If you have an inventory part number you use, like an SAP number or something, we're tracking that. The McNaughton-McKay order number, the manufacturer, the part number, the serial number. And then when you install it, if you fill out the department, area, location, date, and machine, that's very helpful for us to track the data for you. And of course, like everything else and more, how else can we help when it comes to your repairs? Rockwell offers a root cause failure analysis under certain commercial considerations, where they will go through and do a very, very deep dive to find out what the issue was for you. These can take a while, and it does need to be, pretty significant. They're not going to go through it on just a little HMI or something for you, but it is something that they offer. I think Mac and Mac has done one of these lunch and learns on install-based evaluations, but that's something else we can do where we'll come through your facility and track take down any repairable assets for you. And we put that data into Excel files with what parts you have on a particular line, what parts you have on a particular machine. It can help you determine, do you have enough spares? Do you have the right spares? You know, if you've got 50 of a certain part on your floor and one in the crib, you know, maybe you need more spares. In reverse, you may have multiple spares in the crib of something that you're no longer using out on the line. We can help you track that. And IBE also can let you know where things are in the life cycle status. You know, if you've got a critical line, you'd like to know if all those parts are potentially obsolete. And we can also be doing that for you when the repairs are coming in. You know, we can let you know this is obsolete. You know, you might want to look at upgrading. We can, of course, get this repaired to keep you running, you know, because obviously a lot of times the upgrade is not just a plug and play. You know, it can be involved. So we can certainly help keep you running, but at least let you know there is a need to upgrade. A lot of our repair specialists also handle vendor managed inventory, which kind of gives us a partnership with you in an entire crib. You know, we can help you just because something needs repaired. If I'm monitoring your inventory and I see you have 4 of them on the shelf, you know, maybe you don't need to repair that one. You know, let's make sure that we're managing your inventory to keep those levels right. And we're not asking you to spend, you know, potentially money that you don't need to spend. You know, we're all looking to be frugal with our money. So with that, Rachel, I'll ask you if there are any questions.
Great, thank you, Bob. That was really insightful information there. We don't have any live questions in the chat, but I'd like to give a few minutes for anyone that might be holding those questions for this Q&A portion. If you have any questions for Bob, now is the time to ask those. Go ahead and type them into the comments section. And while we wait, let's go over some things that folks might be wondering about. First of all, what percentage of cost savings over purchasing new can people expect?
I think typically 40 to 60% is probably pretty fair. You know, one thing that we're doing when we're quoting a repair for you is we are looking at the cost of new, you know, to make sure that we're not going to be charging you 70 or 80% of what a new one would be. And if we are finding that it is more than 60% of new, we're making sure that we have special pricing agreements we can put in place to make sure that it makes sense for you to repair the item.
That's great. That's a significant amount of savings there. And what percentage of repaired units typically fail?
On Rockwell, they find that about 2 to 2.5% will fail. I think when it's going to a competitor, that failure rate is probably more in the 7 to 10% range. And if you're having, you know, 5 to 7 or 8% more failures, that's 5 to 7 or 8% more downtime and more stress for your maintenance team trying to get your equipment back up and running.
Great, great. And how do we as McNaughton-McKay vet our repair facilities?
So the facilities that we use have all been recommended to us from people that we know that are using them, other distributors that we network with. We start out by calling those folks, you know, trying to set up an online meeting to discuss their capabilities, you know, what they can do, their experience, things like that. Once we've done that, we have actually gone to the facilities, sat down with them again and met with them, talked through their capabilities, and then we've toured to see what does the workspace look like. You know, is it clean, professional looking? What does their testing equipment look like? You know, we want to make sure that somebody's not fixing it in a garage for us. So we're looking at those kind of things at our facilities.
Wonderful. Well, that's great. Well, thank you again, Bob, for this presentation, and thank you to Katie for being our resource out in the comment section today. If you do have any questions for us, or if you're watching this as a recording and you'd like to reach out and learn more, you can always contact us at that email address there on the screen, macandmaclive@mc-mc.com. Just be sure to let us know the name of the session that you attended today, and we'll get your email to the right person. Wonderful. Thank you again, Bob. Thank you to all of our live viewers who joined us out here today. We hope this session was informative and engaging for you. Remember to subscribe to our McNaughton-McKay YouTube channel for more industry content like this, and we look forward to seeing you live again soon. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.